So since the Jason Blundell news has hit, I feel like there's been a lot of, I don't know, activity in the zombies community, which is kind of weird to say because, especially ever since Black Ops 4 ended, even before it ended, really, like halfway through Black Ops 4, um, there was not much activity. Community members were already starting to leave. There was already there just wasn't many people uploading as much. There wasn't much content to upload on, and the content that most creators were uploading weren't getting many views. So therefore, they had to go somewhere else because at the end of the day, YouTube is a lot of these people's jobs, and they have to make content that is helping them, and zombies wasn't helping a lot of these people. Um, so it's been weird to say the least. Like it's just been weird, because once Jason left, I feel like this is the first time since Black Ops 2 where the zombies community and just zombies in general has uncertainty. Um, I remember in Black Ops 2, personally, I enjoyed Transit. I enjoyed Die Rise. I had fun on those maps with my friends, but in terms of just the community just was not a huge fan of those maps. And I understand why. Transit had a lot of annoying things, like the fog, like denizens and stuff like that. Um, and Die Rise, a lot of people didn't like the elevators and all that stuff. But I always thought those maps were fun personally. But then Jason Blundell came along with Mob of the Dead and Origins, and it kind of saved Black Ops 2 because those were two maps that people loved, and it was just kind of fresh to see, new ideas. Because Jimmy Zielinski was the old zombies guy, and we had kind of, he had been the guy since, I can't remember if he officially started in World at War or if he officially started in Black Ops 1. Probably in World at War, I guess, but especially since Black Ops 1, he was the guy. He was, the one steering the ship, and it was just kind of fresh to see someone come in like Jason, and it was just, you could tell it was like a different tone. It was like a shift in storytelling, um, and just these new gameplay mechanics that had never been seen before, like with Mob of the Dead. Building the plane and all this stuff. Like it was just really cool stuff, and you know, it, we're kind of in that situation again, where I feel like everyone's just kind of thinking about where zombies could go, and what if that could happen again? What if this is one of those moves where, when it first happens, like with me, right? When the news first hit, I was like, damn, zombies is screwed. Zombies doesn't have a good looking future. Whereas now I have kind of shifted and like, okay, Jason gave us some of the best years in zombies. Jason put zombies on the map. You know what I mean? Like zombies was already popular. Like a lot of people have already played zombies in Black Ops 1 and stuff, but with Black Ops 3, zombies got bigger than it ever had been. And the community that kind of came around it. I mean, there was a Zombies World Championship started and everything. There was like this huge. You almost seen zombies becoming. It was like, hey, this is becoming what we thought it could be. And so, we thank Jason for everything he did, and he really put this mode on the map, and it like I said, Black Ops 3 was a special time. But I definitely think with Black Ops 4, maybe it was once again a Jimmy Zielinski situation, where it was like the ideas that Jason tried in Black Ops 4, they some of them worked, some of them didn't, um, and maybe it is time for a new voice, new ideas, fresh ideas. I'm a big fan of that person being Lee Ross. I really am. And the reason I'm a big fan of Lee Ross stepping in and becoming the next Zombies guy, sure, I didn't personally love Infinite Warfare Zombies. I did enjoy Zombies in Spaceland. That was a really good map. But also, we have to take into consideration there was no budget for Infinite Warfare Zombies. You could tell that there wasn't much of a budget at all. Um, and so if Lee Ross could come in actually have a budget, and you know, I was watching Zombros, which is Rad Austin 27 and Johnny J 25's podcast. That's one of my favorite podcasts. They probably don't watch my channel, but shout out to them. Um, and one of the things Johnny J 25 said was, he said that Lee Ross, his what he was doing in Infinite Warfare was sort of similar, like with his storytelling and stuff. He's got that quirkiness, he's got that humor about him. But Johnny J 25 said he just needs to button up a little bit, button up some of his things, and I agree with that 100%. I think that I just think that he's probably the perfect fit in terms of stepping into this Treyarch role, because on the Zombros podcast they was also mentioning like Cameron Dayton, who was the World War II zombies guy, and Rad Austin 27 he really liked World War II zombies, and so he's a big fan of Cameron Dayton stepping in. I didn't enjoy World War II zombies at all, but even outside of that, Johnny J 25 said the same thing, and I agree 100%. The tone just does not fit Treyarch zombies. Cameron Dayton was going for a horror, full on horror mode, where Treyarch zombies isn't scary, and it's not meant to be scary. There is some things about it, like if you really think about certain things, it's like, oh, that is kind of scary, but it's not meant to be this, oh my god, that's terrifying. It's not meant to be that. So I think personally, Lee Ross he just has to be the one, unless there's another guy that we just, we don't know about. I think that Lee Ross personally has to be the guy. And I think that he would do fine, honestly. I really do. I think that given the confidence from Treyarch, he's been at Treyarch for about a year. They've kind of been grooming him. He has experience working on zombies and leading a zombies team in Infinite Warfare. And like I said, even though I didn't enjoy it, he won the community over at the end of Infinite Warfare by the director's cut and all that stuff. So it's not like, and like I said in my previous video, I really enjoyed how open he was with the community. I really love that, and I think that that is one thing this community really needs right now. Because that's one of the things we complained about with BO4. We were sitting here like, guys, where's factions? Where's all this stuff? And Treyarch was like silent. There was nothing coming out. So we need a guy like Lee Ross that will get on Twitter and kind of be open and tell us what we need to know and tell us what we need to hear. So personally, my pick, Lee Ross 100%. I think that Lee Ross needs to step into the role, and I would be pretty confident. And I'm excited. I'm excited. It's exciting for Treyarch to be in the underdog role again. Because after Modern Warfare 1, I'm talking about in the olden days, not the new Modern Warfare. I'm talking about the old Modern Warfare. Infinity Ward was the Call of Duty, king or whatever. Like everyone said, oh, Infinity Ward's the best, and then you had Treyarch over here that made, World at War, and then Zombies comes along, and it's like Treyarch slowly with Black Ops 1, and then Black Ops 2, people was like, okay, Treyarch is actually the best developer that Activision has here, and especially like after Black Ops 4, if like I don't know, I don't. Treyarch is once again back in that underdog, you know, role, and I'm sort of excited about that. I am. I'm sort of excited that we're back in this role. You know, because I think that a lot of times, I think this. What I'm trying to say, and maybe it's just my own curiosity, maybe it's just my own optimism, but I feel like this might work out for the better. I really do. I really feel like this might be one of those moments that we might be able to look back on and be like, okay, there was a lot of uncertainty, but Lee Ross really did a damn good job. And Treyarch proved once again that they're the developer that we knew they were. So, let's talk about what needs to be the Zombies experience with Black Ops 5 or whatever we're getting this year. I hope it's probably going to be a Black Ops reboot like they did with Modern Warfare. That's probably what it's going to be, which I'm fine with. Go back to the Cold War, do Black Ops, just call it Black Ops. I'll be all over that. If it's called Black Ops 5, won't be that excited. But What needs to be the thing? Lee Ross, if you're listening, Craig Houston, I guess, we haven't heard word if Craig Houston, the lead writer, is going to stay on the Zombies team. I hope he does. I hope that Craig Houston sticks around. Um, if Craig Houston does stick around, I wonder if Chaos is coming back. Now, I'm going to get into this. All right. Personally, for me, Lee Ross, I think that it needs to be an Ether reboot. I said this in my last video. I just, it's been proven. like I said this in my last video. It's been proven in this community and in this mode. If it's not Ether related, we don't care. We don't care. And I'm not saying like we don't care, because like I gave Chaos a fair chance. I really did. I was wanting Chaos to be a success. I tried. I tried hard to like Chaos, and there just wasn't much there, I'm going to be honest. Like, I really enjoyed, like, the High Priest, and the Order and all that stuff, but there just wasn't much there, I'm going to be honest with you. And if they go back to it, I'm going to be excited to see how it evolves, because obviously, it needs to evolve. I'm sure that they had big plans for Chaos, and if it comes back, it comes back, and I'm going to give it my all, and I'm going to try to get into that story. But man, I would be lying if I didn't say that an Ether reboot, man, that excites me. Go God of War style, reboot everything. And you don't even have to, you don't have to bring back the classic four. Bring them back in some way. And what I mean by that is, like, they'll just be like side characters in the mode. But give us a new four, give us a new, cast. But an Ether reboot in the Ether universe, that sounds exciting, you know. And yeah, continuing Chaos and evolving Chaos, that also sounds sort of exciting. It would just depend on the vision and what it's going to evolve into. But here's my thing. I just think to bring back the community, nothing would bring them back more if it was an Ether reboot and then we load up that map and it's like you got Juggernog and you got Speed Cola and you got, I just feel like the community would be like, this is what we want, like, because look at Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 tried to take us away from all that we've been used to, because I think that Jason was really wanting to evolve the mode. And to evolve the mode, he wanted to move away from, because this community, man, like, we cling on to nostalgia, and we, like, it was proven in Black Ops 4. They got rid of Juggernog, they got rid of the classic perk system, they tried to evolve perks, they tried to do all this stuff. Nobody liked it. I mean, I enjoyed it at the launch, but even then, like, after I continued to play it, I was like, this is, I don't know. I feel like I like the old perk system better. And yeah, like, I just think that Ether reboot, man, just bringing back those classic perks, a new Ether story with new characters, new Ether stuff to get into with, like I said, new villains, like, you don't have to tell the classic story again. Make it a new Ether story. Just have it in that Ether universe with familiar characters like Rick Toffin and them just somewhere in there, and we hear about them and maybe we see them somewhere, I just feel like the community would really like that. But like I said, if I don't want it to be Chaos. I don't want it to be Chaos. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't want it to be Chaos. I want an Ether reboot, and I'm pulling for an Ether reboot. If it's Chaos, like I said, I love this mode. I still love this mode, even though I took some time away from it. Everybody took time away from it. Even even Activision took time away from it. Modern Warfare didn't have zombies in it, which was a good thing, Activision. Thank you. Never do that again. Like, never let another developer work on zombies. Treyarch is zombies. Like, that is the only team that should do zombies. But yeah, like, I don't want Chaos. I don't. And it's like, I still love this mode, and I want this mode to be a success, and I want to have the good times like I did back in the day with my friends, and I want to go back and I want to play all these Easter eggs coming up. Lee Ross. Alright, I got to get back into what I was going to say, because I know that Lee Ross and people on the Zombies team probably aren't going to watch this video, but whatever. I've got to put this out in the universe. You only need one map on disc. Like, please, Lee Ross, never do what happened in Black Ops 4. Having 4 maps at launch really hurt this community. We thought it was going to be an awesome thing. Oh, look at all this content. What needed to happen was those 4 maps needed to be spaced out. So let's say the game launched with Blood of the Dead. Next week we get 9. The next week we get Classified. The next week we get Voyage of Despair. And then that would have been around the time that Dead of the Night came out. Or you could even push back Dead of the Night and said, hey guys, we just gave you 4 zombie maps in a month. There you go. But having them all on launch, man, it killed the community. It really did. Because everybody was split. You had this team over here working on this Easter egg. You had this team working on, and it was just so confusing, and people didn't know what to do, and I think it really shows on the quality of the maps as well. I was going back. I've been playing a lot of Black Ops 3 recently. I found my old copy. I lost it for a long time. I didn't know where it was. Found my original copy. I cried tears of joy, and I was like, because I needed to go back. Once this Jason Blando news hit, I needed to go back and play zombies. I was like, oh my god, I missed it. And I'm talking about real zombies. I'm not talking about Black Ops 4. I needed to go back and play some real zombies. So I've been playing a lot of Shadows of Evil, which is probably my favorite zombies map ever. And man, the quality of that map, you can just tell by playing Shadows of Evil that everyone on the Treyarch team, everyone on the Treyarch Zombies team, put their heart and soul into that one map. And I would take that one map over 50 maps at launch. Because the 4 maps that launched on Black Ops 4 were all subpar. Blood of the Dead, average. 9, good map, still lacking in certain areas. Voyage of Despair, map was shit. Classified, okay, it's a 5 remake, cool. Shadows of Evil, that's a masterpiece. That is a masterpiece of a map. Still holds up. Still looks beautiful. And the self-contained narrative of Shadows of Evil. Oh my god. That map, the ancient city beneath the city, the Shadow Man, and just the way the mechanics work, and just everything about that map is perfect. The Apothicon Servant, best wonder weapon ever. It just shows that Treyarch, they work so hard on that map. And we need that again. So Lee Ross, if you're listening, Craig Houston, if you're listening, do not try to put 50,000 maps at launch on Black Ops 5. We need one quality map to win this community over. We do not need 50. Like that, we just do not need it. If Treyarch would have put their heart and soul into just one map for Black Ops 4 and then spread out the other maps evenly, 1, we would have had a flow of content. 2, we would have had quality maps. Voyage of Despair needed a couple months of reworking, let me tell you. It needed it bad. So yeah, I'm looking for another Shadows of Evil with Black Ops 5. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for 50 maps at launch. I want a Shadows of Evil level map. That's what I want. And Lee Ross, damn it, I believe that you can do it. I believe in you, Lee Ross. I do. Like I said, I enjoyed Zombies in Spaceland. I think that you, given a budget and given a good team on Treyarch, I think you can make something special. We're cheering for you. The Zombies community really needs you right now. And like I said in the last video, we've got to lower expectations. I think that we've got to look at this next game as sort of the beginning of something good, not just something great immediately. The beginning of something good. Lee Ross, you're the next man up. Hopefully, well, I guess we'll find out in a couple months if you're officially the guy. I really hope you are. I'm just going to assume that you are. Lee Ross, I salute you. Lead us into the next era of zombies, my friend. I will be cheering for you. WonderFizz is back on zombies, ladies and gentlemen. I've got my passion back for this mode because I'm ready to see it be great again. I never wanted to leave, but I'm back now, damn it. See y'all in the next video, whenever that is. Ori and the Will of the Wisp comes out tomorrow. Let's go.